Bad seed. Go.
None of us is safe.
You could be at the corner grocery.
On a lonely bus to Tucson. Anywhere, at any time. You could encounter a bad seed.
How are you doing?
You could miss the warning signs.
And if you do, you will sink like a stone into a life of untold misery. Because a bad seed is always someone you could love.
And you always do. Bad seeds comes in all shapes and sizes.
From all walks of life. They look just like you and me, and this makes them hard to spot. The bad seed excels at first impression and has an endearing persona for every situation.
If you are waiting in a block online and you're bored at your school, he is the
stand-up comic.
If you are frantically late, he is the
kind soul who shares his cab.
In a crisis, he is the
man who knows CPR. Man who can land a plane. Man who can shimmy through a small opening at great peril and not die. But perhaps his most insidious identity is the bumbler. Example.
You order party content with your third tequila in line, and the bad seed bumbles into you and spills juice on your dress. Yes, juice. That's the genius of it.
Oh, jeez.
He may say.
I am such a dork. God, I feel terrible.
He may say.
Figures, I spill on the most beautiful woman here. Now you will never go out with me.
He may say.
I know, this sounds nuts, but you look great with juice on you.
If you show vulnerability, if you are flustered and flattered, but a word of comfort. Oh, honestly, this dress is as old as Yoda.
Though your MasterCard is still warm from the purchase.
He will employ the bad seed refrain.
Please say you don't hate me.
If you allow these words to pass his lips, you are doomed to
a date.
When going out with the seed of unknown viability, play it safe.
Bury your heart. In the backyard.
In the flower bed. Remember, you are your own worst enemy.
Because you believe most convicts just got confused.
Because your cat's opinion matters to you.
Do you think I have a pear body? Be honest, Fluffy.
Because you are lonely.
Bury your heart.
But no matter where you go or what you say, sometime during the date, the bad seed will reveal a
tortured past that has damaged him irrevocably.
Instead of alarming you, instead of causing your brain to fire off, man may be the devil!
This will intrigue you and draw you to him. As he reveals the
shocking facts,
you will listen rapidly and feel your spleen go limp with compassion.
You will nod,
nod,
and maybe cry.
Later, at your door, when you kiss, he'll duck his head, pull away, and whisper,
I'm sorry.
He'll say he wants to call you. So you imagine he'll call the next day.
Or maybe even in the middle of the night. Despite your expectations, he doesn't phone in the middle of the night.
But you decide this means nothing.
And though it is
far too soon
to dig up that heart you buried,
there you are at 3 a.m.
in your Mighty Mouse nightshirt, carving a crater out of your flower bed.
On the second date, you'll go somewhere alone. Just the two of you.
And he will clutch your wrists.
So you can't swipe. It's a habit.
And he'll say he knows.
It's way too soon, but please don't freak out.
But he thinks he's
falling in love with you.
You freak out because
1, you haven't pulled your friends yet,
and 2,
his heart is in your hands.
You should crush it. You should hurl it to the ground and stomp it into lasagna. And laugh, 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 laugh. But instead, you dedicate yourself
to making him giddy with joy at having you in his life.
You know relationships don't come easy. But this one will work because you will crush any threats that come to your ecstasy. For a while, you imagine the relationship's the perfect match.
Instead of a tenuous connection between two people who like carob.
Then it's full of quixotic emotion. Instead of acting on your strainability. You think your life will become a whirlwind.
That you'll get outdoors more.
Pack picnics. Play frisbee. But actually, the two of you will spend a lot of time at your place.
Which you did before.
Watching TV.
Which you did before. You'll order takeout.
Ditto.
To spice things up, you buy some new clothes.
And you model your new gowns for him. Floating barefoot across the room?
You smile, a closed-lipped, mysterious smile, and say,
It feels like I have nothing on. Not a stitch. But he's watching a Beretta rerun and you keep...
Floating in front of the screen.
The bad seed gets cranky and barks.
Can't you see he's talking to the bird?
you step away and throw yourself on the bed.
A little later, he comes in to tell you that he's...
A jerk.
And then the refrain.
Please, say you don't hate me.
You are aware that one, he waited until the commercial break to come in and console you. And two, you are learning to despise the person you have become.
Oh, outwardly, you are cheerful and affectionate, but within, you feel like a cricket in a cage. You decide you need space, but resolve to be mature about it. Gentle. Because he's fragile.
A week passes while you wait for the right moment to break the news.
Another week. And another week.
You are a physiological wonder, completely gutless, yet still able to digest foods.
Another week. Finally, as you are driving to the movies one night, he keeps punching the car lighter, though he doesn't smoke.
Then pulls the knob when it pops and holds it up so you can see.
Yes, fire. Then, because you feel your brain swell up like a blowfish, you blurt, I think we should see other people. But all he says is,
Whoops.
And it's a snake in the grass kind of, oops.
I didn't know we were supposed to be exclusive.
you are now the most degraded you have ever been.
This is the end.
And it is nothing like you imagined it. There are rough days ahead.
You will wallow and you will snuffle.
You will deny yourself cookie dough, which will backfire monstrously.
But some days won't be fresh hells.
Some days you will accomplish things, like breathing, walking unaided, etc.
You'll be kinder to yourself.
Maybe you'll start a support group, write a pamphlet.
Stand on the street corner shouting,
You too can like you! It's a guilt-free gift! And one morning, in the not-so-distant future,
you will awaken with the idea that you can go on.
That you can really endure. That you can be happy.
Kirk.